Hello students, let's have our online social studies class. And we already completed the chapters for our first term exam, and our exam will start from the 10th August. And we already started our revision of our chapters, in my previous class I already started the chapter 9, India, Location and Extent, revision of the chapter 9, India, Location and Extent. So in my previous class I already revised the location and size of our country India, political divisions of India, and now today I'll tell you about the physiographic divisions of India. I hope now already you all read the chapter very carefully and you learned a lot on this chapter, but we revised again, okay, for learning better. You know, India has a great diversity in its physical features such as mountains, plains, deserts, plateaus, coasts and islands, and India is broadly divided into 6 natural regions. Always remember that India is divided into 6 natural regions, and the natural regions are: number 1, the Great Himalayas in the northern part of India, the desert region in the western part of India, the coastal regions in actually eastern and western coast of India, the coastal plains. And the northern plains is at the northern part of India, and the southern plateau, the triangular part which is located in the southern India, and the island regions that are Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands. Okay, so first of all I'll tell you again about the Great Himalayas. Actually, the name Himalaya means the abode of house of snow. In Sanskrit, it means Himalaya means the house of snow. Okay, these mountain ranges run in a west-east direction from the Indus to the Brahmaputra river. The Himalayas represent the loftiest and the most rugged mountain barriers in the world. They are also known as the Young Fold Mountains. Our Himalayas is a young fold mountain actually, and they run along the northern borders of India and form an arc width which is almost 2,400 kilometers long, and the width varies from 400 kilometers in Kashmir to 150 kilometers in Arunachal Pradesh. The Great Himalayas are further divided. The Great Himalayas are subdivided into 3 ranges that run parallel to each other. The Greater Himalayas or Himadri, which is the northernmost range. It contains the loftiest peaks, and the average height of peaks is 6,000 meters. The world's highest peak, the Mount Everest, is found in this range, the Greater Himalayas or Himadri. Some other peaks like the Kanchenjunga, Dholgiri, Nanga Parbat, Annapurna and Nanda Devi all lie in this range. This range is mainly composed of granite. And next is the Lesser Himalayas or Himachal. This part of Himalaya lies towards the south of the Great Himalayas. The most important mountain range here is the Pir Panjal range. Dhauladhar and Mahabharat ranges are also found here. So, here in the Lesser Himalayas you can find Pir Panjal, Dhauladhar and Mahabharat 3 ranges. All great valleys like the Kashmir Valley, Kangra Valley, Kulu Valley are present here. This region is also known for its hill stations like Kullu, Manali, Kufri, Shimla, Mussoorie, Nainital, etc. And the outermost range of the Himalayas is known as the Shivalik. The altitude of the mountains varies between 900 and 1100 meters in this range. The valley lying between the Himachal and the Shivaliks are called as Dun. The valley of Dehradun is the biggest in this region. Okay? And next is the northern plains. The northern plains of India is formed by three river systems: the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra. Always remember, northern plains formed by three rivers: Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. And the total area of the plain is about 7 lakh square kilometers. And this great plain is composed mainly of alluvial soil. Alluvial soil, always it is deposited by the flowing river. The flowing rivers always deposited soils that are called as alluvial soils. And this alluvial soil deposited over millions of years. Because of the three rivers, the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra, the availability of water is in abundance there. And the region is agriculturally very productive. Why? Because the alluvial soil is very much fertile. And as this region is agriculturally productive, so densely populated. The northern plains is divided into three sections: the Punjab plain, the Ganga plain and the Brahmaputra plain. The Punjab plain forms the western part of the northern plains. It is formed by the Indus and its tributaries. And tributaries like Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Bias and Satluj. A major portion of these plains is in Pakistan. Punjab plain, a major portion of Punjab plain lies in Pakistan. And next is the Ganga plain. The Ganga plain comprises of the states of Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, part of Jharkhand, West Bengal and the Union Territory of Delhi. The region is drained by the Ganga and its tributaries. What are the tributaries? Main tributaries of Ganga are Yamuna, Ghaghra, Gandak, Koshi and Tista. Because of its fertile soil, as I told you before, the alluvial silts which deposited by the side of the rivers, this part become very fertile. The soil of this region become very fertile, which is very helpful and very good for agricultural production. And because of its fertile soil, agriculture flourishes in the region and it is densely populated. Because you know that agriculture is the main occupation of the people of India. So as this part is agriculturally flourished and so that it is densely populated. Next is the Brahmaputra plain. The Brahmaputra plain, which lies the easternmost part of India, northeastern part, you can say northeastern part of India, there is the Brahmaputra plain, which forms the eastern part of the northern plains. It is mainly drained by the Brahmaputra river. This part is mainly drained by the Brahmaputra river, which is later joined by the Ganga river. Brahmaputra river later joined with the Ganga river. Both these rivers drain into the Bay of Bengal and thus forming a large delta. The Brahmaputra river and the Ganga river. Both these rivers drain into the Bay of Bengal, which lies in the eastern part of India, eastern boundary of India. Okay, and as these both main river Brahmaputra and Ganga drain into the Bay of Bengal, then they form a large delta, which is called the Sundarban Delta. This region, Sundarban region, is usually wet, swampy and marshy because of the fertile soil deposited by the two rivers. Okay. As it is called as Sundarban, because of that there are plenty of trees which are named as Sundari. The trees are named as Sundari. So that this large part known as Sundarban. Okay. Next is the number 3, the Indian desert region. Indian desert region, actually it lies in the western part of India, Indian desert region. And it is also known as the Thar desert. Indian desert is also known as the Thar desert. It lies towards the western margins of the Aravalli Hills. The Aravalli Hills lies located at the western part of India, and at the western margin of the Aravalli Hills, there lies the Great Indian Desert, or it is also called as the Thar Desert. This region, as it is a desert region, this region gets very less rainfall, which is less than 150 millimeter in a year. Always remember. Less than 150 millimeter in a year. Annually less than 150 millimeters. So the rainfall is very scanty here. I hope you can understand. The climate is, for that reason, as there are scanty of rainfall, the climate is very dry. And as the climate is dry, there is no rainfall is scanty and the soil is not wet, so that the vegetation found here is very less. The vegetation is very less here. The plants are very scanty too. And the main plants of this region, cacti type, cactus. Cactuses are the main plants which grows here. And in this part of desert, in this desert region, Luni is the only large river. Luni is the only large river that appears in this region. You can see here in this region the only river, that is Luni. Okay. So, you read this part. Always I am telling you that you read this part, as this is a regional chapters. You should read this with the help of the map, and then you can only remember the whole divisions of physiographic divisions, political divisions, everything. So that's all for today, and in my next revision class, I'll tell you about the other physiographic divisions of India, that are the southern plateau, the coastal plains, the island regions, etc. Okay, I hope this chapter is very interesting and you should learn it very properly, as from each and every line there may be question from you, and all of you know that the questions, all questions will be MCQ type. So objective type questions actually. I already gave you the objective type questions and broad questions too. So go through these questions very carefully, and your the question will be the question of the part term 1 exam will be from this objective type questions, and you read all each and every line of this chapter. Okay. So bye for today, and we'll meet in the next class.